Still don't like her American accent, but there you go. Right, hello everyone, good afternoon, nice to see you all. I promised a few weeks ago that I would do about supporting people, and then there's all sorts of things have come in the way, so it's been deferred. So I'm now going to tackle the subject. What I would say, this isn't just about brand new people, okay? I'd say that this is something that is indicative of lots of people. And the reason I say that is there are lots and lots of people that they come on board, they have great intentions, okay? And challenges in life can get in the way. And I always find, and I'm not saying this with any, it's not weighted in sarcasm at all, it's just a fact, that the first thing that anyone tends to put down in their life when they've got this in their life is UW. I'm not quite sure why, it's just what happens, it's what I see. And yet the interesting thing is, if they kept this bit going, this would do them the power of good because of what it can do for people in the future. But it seems to be, instead of it's sort of central to their life, it's the thing that's kind of after everything else. So it's after the day job, it's after clubs, societies, charities, sport, family, it's after everything. So it's not something that is, and here's a big clue here, folks, it's not something that is integrated into their diary. It's something that's often added after the diary's got going. Now, I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but what I have been told and what I've learned over the years is if you look at your diary, and I have to say, Derek Thomas, ex-school headmaster, is absolutely fabulous at portraying this. It should be something that goes in your diary. And if for you, you put in, say, 2.5 hours a week, let's say that that's your allocation, those 2.5 hours ought to be booked. And no matter what happens is that you do that, because then you'll find things happen, because if you do that regularly, it will happen. Whereas if it's just something that is, well, if I've got a bit of spare time, I'll rearrange my desk, or I'm being facetious. I'll tell you why, because if anybody comes and ever has a look at my desk, you'd be horrified. I am back to normality. It's chaos on my desk, and it's never ever tidy, and it's because I don't give it credence. It's not what we call rainmaker activity. It doesn't earn us any money, okay? Likewise, working from home, tell me, I'm helping you here, even the ironing can sometimes look pleasing when you know you've got to go make some phone calls. Isn't that true? Hey, listen, yeah. I'm as guilty as anyone on this stuff, okay? So it's about setting time aside. Now, with supporting someone, these are the things which are not maybe the things they want to hear, but the things that need to be said straight away. Okay. And one of the reasons that we as leaders are given, we should phone new people is, I suppose I can say I've got some more artistic license that I'm able to say things that maybe someone that brought someone in would be reluctant to say. Because has anyone ever brought a new partner in and they immediately tell you, oh, well, I can't get going for 4 weeks because, is that true? Yeah. Hey, listen, I've had it. I brought a guy in, every reason on earth to get going immediately. A tennis coach, hadn't worked for 14 months, told me some serious shortage of money coming in the house. And yet still hasn't done a single thing. Done training, but hasn't done anything. I would prefer him to cancel and start again, really. you know, but there you go. So what's the things we should do? Well, first of all, number one is I think it's important that we emphasize that people are independent distributors. And I know I harp on about this, but it's true, because there's a lot of stuff that we can do for ourselves. The partner portal is absolutely magnificent. There is so much within it that we are able to do. So if you've been out of it a while and you're coming back in and you're looking for some help and support, great. We would rather you ask than you didn't ask. However, me as somebody that believes in supporting, I would direct them to their learning portal. So I'm going to share my screen. And, okay. Let me go back a page. And again, just bear with us. Trying to find a, do you know, I find this, what do they call it? The planning. I find it a bit, oh, there we are. There it is. I'm not quite with it all. I'm going to close. Is it closing? Well, because I haven't given it a name, it won't allow me to close. Exit. Let's try that. Right. Can everyone see that I'm within my partner portal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bringing our tariffs to life and stuff like that. Okay, so this is what you want to do with somebody new is, first of all, direct them to the learning portal. And there is literally everything there. There is so much stuff, it's not true. I mean, there's a lot of things that, to be honest, every so often I do go over them again. But my time is better spent with other stuff. But I would say to you, look, about UW, running an appointment, the appointment, there is so much here. It is a bit like an open university. In fact, that's a great way of looking at it. It's an open university for us to delve into whenever we want. And the reality is, do you know what? All of us can follow this stuff. We can, you know, it's all there. There is all sorts of things. Okay. Stuff that needs to be done. Really important, the insurance. Okay. Oh, good job that said 100%, wasn't it? But that only takes 5 minutes. But if you haven't done that, you need to, because the offer of insurance at the end of a join the club site will not come up, and you won't earn any money if you haven't done this bit. So that's really, really important. And please notice that you can revisit. All right, you can revisit. So there's all sorts of stuff that's available there. Really important. The other things I'm going to direct you to is the UW podcasts. I have absolutely, I mean, I've never been into this stuff, right? But I'm going to be honest, this is just amazing. Really, really good things. Take a look. Do you know what? If each day you listen to one of these, you wouldn't do yourself any harm, because you can download these on your phone and you could be doing something else and be listening. These are so good. I have learned lots myself, lots and lots. Really good stuff. Yeah, the stuff on neighbour letters, interesting. It's good to get, you know, different viewpoints, because we're all different. We've all got different personalities. I was interested in hearing Kathy Duffield and John Zink and what they said about 20k giveaways. For me, a top thing was about finding something to open a conversation with when you're at one of these events. Because you know what, if you ask somebody, do you want to win 20 grand, you're going to get a no. Yeah, so there's all sorts of little things that are really good. This was excellent. Derek Thomas with Emma Sullivan about consistency. Excellent. The full colour personalities. There we go. More stuff here. And the very latest, recruiting. Please, please, please listen to this. This is dynamite stuff. Really dynamite stuff. You know, you can have this on in your car as well. So well, I'm talking about supporting here, and you're probably thinking, yeah, but what she's doing is just getting people to do things for themselves. Well, actually, a lot of this business is about that, isn't it? It is doing stuff for yourself. There's information on getting appointments, all sorts of stuff, lots of little short videos, hints and tips. Oh my gosh, this is an open university, or you might say a smorgasbord of information. How to build your list. Can I say, I can't emphasize enough how important this is. It's like, I don't know why, but people don't want to do this. But actually, this is possibly the beginning to supporting, is helping somebody create a massive list. Because if you've got nobody written down, and listen, I'm sorry, but in your mobile phone isn't good enough. All right, because you forget they're there. But take a look at if we click on the memory jogger, this is so basic. It's been around for years, but God, it works. When I have somebody new, I sit and I help them build this, because actually, do you know, there is so much information there. Because if you haven't got anyone to think of, you've got no one to talk to. And that's what this is all about, is having people to talk to. So there you are. If you didn't know about this, I'd say print it off, have it with you. Really, really good. All about using the phone. Look at that. Steve Pankhurst, actually, really good information there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. There is so much stuff. All the things that we need to know, little scripts, stuff we need to know. But when we're starting off with someone, one of the most important things we do is the fast start plan. Okay. Now, I've gone through this once before, but I want to emphasize the importance. Right. Now, you could do this by yourself, but it is more fun when you're with someone. I think when you've got somebody there, I think it's good because you become more accountable. It's very easy to let yourself off the hook. We all do that. Now, when I'm with someone, I tend to do the writing because I can type away and let them sit and really think about what made them decide to join. Now, I go back to this every so often, but I really think it's important because I think it changes. I'm just going to stop the share. Why did you join? What made you decide to join? What was it? Some people say, oh, I wanted more money. That's never the reason, ever. There is always a reason why you join.
Mine was pension pot.
Yours what, Ros?
Pension pot. I wanted money coming in when I stopped working.
I know, Ros, do you remember when I held the little Reconnect event? And it was a nice, relaxed atmosphere, wasn't it? And I said, look, I want each and every one of you to tell us, why did you join? And it was interesting. Some people really struggled. Some people really, really struggled. I mean, for me, I'd say that it was always about getting rid of the bills. But there was the other side of the coin, which isn't the nicest thing in the world. And that was, I wanted to show every bugger around me, sorry I'm swearing, but that included my parents. It included my sister, my ex-husband who had something to say on the matter. It included my 3 daughters. And for a while, it included my late husband. Everyone said I couldn't do it. And do you know what? I wanted to show them all. Excuse me, how can you determine what I can do and what I can't do? Is that true, folk?
Yeah.
Do we really let other people make the decisions for us? I know we've got a lot going on. I'm going to be really bad now with our government trying to tell us what to do. That's enough for me. I don't want anyone else telling me what to do. I want to be in charge of my life. And actually, when I look back, That was a driving force to have autonomy. Guys, isn't it nice to do what you want to do when you want to do it?
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the reasons that you joined, maybe?
Yeah.
That you could have some sort of grip over your life and say, do you know what? This is what I want to do. And on this day, I'll do this. And on this day, I'll do this. Do you know, I don't know whether that comes into your reasons, but to me, that's a huge one, still is. Mr. Critch says, Lisa, you're unemployable, woman. There is nobody would ever take you on. Your demands would be, your demands, he says your demands would be far too great. But that's the beauty, isn't it, of something like this? So when you're with someone and you're supporting them, do you not think that even if you spent half an hour, now that can seem like a long time, but half an hour with someone trying to help them realize what is it in life they want or what's lacking? Sometimes it's what's lacking. This is the way that you can help them. Now you're probably thinking, no, they want skills. Yes, skills are important, but actually, if you don't get to the core of what, they're never going to get going.
Yeah.
They're not going to get going. So this stuff is really important. Yeah. We've got someone brand new, just been brought in. I'm going to be putting her on the spot. Den, would you like to unmute yourself? Wonderful. Welcome to the coaching session. Den, you've been brought in by Lorraine, okay, and I remember you being on Rob's 10 o'clock a couple of weeks ago. Den, more than anything else, why have you joined Utility Warehouse?
I want to be able to earn enough money so that I have time freedom, because I value my freedom. I don't want to have to get up in the morning and go to work. Okay.
And going to work is where?
I'm not working at the minute. I was working in education, and I was on a contract in Dubai up until last year, and I came back and I really just couldn't face doing it again. I don't want to go back into education. So yeah, I want something that I can earn money at on my own terms, really. Okay, so there's lots of stuff, and there's something I'm going to touch upon in a moment. There is a new app called the UW Fast Start app. Have you got that on your phone, Den? I have, yeah. Have you been using it? Not much, honestly, no. Okay. No. Because it's very, very helpful. All right. I've done the training. I did the initial training, and then I did a session with Susie Kelly, who showed me how to set up appointments and all that stuff. And also Lorraine has done that as well for me. So yeah, I've done various other training sessions and stuff as I've gone along. But no, I haven't really. Have you watched some appointments? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So have they been remote, like through Zoom, or have they been face to face, or both? I haven't done any face to face ones. No, I've only done Zoom ones. Okay. All right. Has that been because of geography and distance, or is it just out of convenience? No, it's just been because of geography and the fact that up until fairly recently, we haven't really been allowed inside other people's houses. And we did a WAM a couple of weeks ago. And I did say to a couple of people, you know, I can call you and set up a Zoom meeting, or I can come to your house. And they went, oh, no, you know, they don't want a stranger in their house at the moment. They'd rather do it via Zoom. Really? That surprises me, because we've done a couple of, since the, what I call release, which was round about, was it the 17th of May? Was it May? I can't remember now. I'm losing track with it all. We've done a couple of 20k giveaways, and on both, I've done face to face.
Now, these have been with elderly people. And what I do believe it's about is rapport building and helping people feel comfortable and at ease. And that's the point. That's what makes those events good, is you have a chance to build rapport and make people feel at ease. And the reason I'm so pro about face-to-face, I'm not that spiritual. So listen, I put my hand up there, right? Some people really are. But I do know that when you're in the vicinity, the close vicinity of people, you give off an energy. And it's not something that you can even, I can't even describe it, but you can feel somebody's, for a better word,
aura, like an aura.
Their kindness. And you cannot do this. You cannot do it. I mean, I've become a Zoom queen, but you cannot produce that incredible atmosphere, closeness, energy, rapport that can be done when you're face to face. All right. Likewise, I would be with bringing somebody new in. I want to be with them. I want to sit with them, because do you know what I'm observing? And this is the old police training. I'm an ex-police inspector. I'd be looking at body language. There's another thing that's hard, isn't it? When you're at the end of Zoom, well, you've only got usually, I mean, I've tried to give myself a bit more, just about see me bust. But what you still can't get that feeling, whereas body language speaks volumes of how comfortable, how relaxed somebody is or not. Also, when you go face to face and you do an appointment, there's all sorts of extra things. I've just done one. You know, we all went to the Reconnect event and we went to the True Lovers Knot. Well, it had already been decided when I chose that venue. They asked me to come back, and that's what I've just been on an appointment. Now, there was all kinds of things I was able to do. It doesn't matter that it's a business at all. I went to look at sockets. Where are their sockets? What kind of sockets? Are they modern? Are they upgraded? Are they the two type of socket where you've got data and you've got the other part? I went to see the meters, took photographs to see what kind of meters they are, because I've got to do some finding out through ECOS, the national database for electricity. I've got to find, is this residential? Is it commercial? I was able to look at their phone. I said, can I just have a look at your phone? Because they were struggling to find ordinary messaging. So I said, give me your phone. And do you know what? There it is, done in seconds. Whereas when you're at the end of Zoom, oh God, can't you tear your hair out? Has anyone done an appointment and you're trying to explain to them what page on a bill? Whereas I can go to a bill and I know exactly what I'm looking for. You know, that annual kilowatt consumption and the personal projection forecast. So there's so many things that face to face, likewise with a new person, lots of stuff. I met up with a chap once because I got the feeling he didn't want me coming to his home. Totally respect that. I said, let's meet in a hotel. We found a nice quiet sort of area and we spent 2 hours together. I allotted 2 hours to get his list to 50 names and to get him making calls there and then in front of me and making appointments with my diary in place and his diary. I tell you what, you've never seen anyone so shocked in all their life. He said, what now? I said, yeah. I said, there's no procrastinating. We're going to do this thing. And he went, oh, I didn't think we'd be doing that now. I said, well, what's the point of building a list of names if you're never going to call them? He said, yeah, but you're here. I said, yeah, but I can walk over there and you can make the call. But I'm going to coach you through the right words so you say the right things. And I said, you've got your own manner. We've all got our own character. But I said, there are some key elements that when you've said it a lot of times, they become your words. You know, some of the golden words are, how soon can we get together? Not, when are you free? That could be never. But how soon? Now that's a different question, isn't it? Because that is an immediacy, and instantly it requires that we've got to get a date in place. So that was it. We sat, I coached him on how to get the right language to make the calls for the right type of person. In that list, I do things like I say to him, asterisk, pound sign. Pound sign is partner. Yeah. Asterisk is a really good demographic type of customer. And what we do is we profile, we call it profiling the list, getting the right people to phone immediately first. Who are the kind of people that we want someone to phone immediately, first of all? Actually, the people that are the nice ones, the people that would do you a favor. One of the things I always say in my questions in that Fast Start plan, and I'm tipping in and out of things, I always say to someone, you know what, who would do you a favor? And there's some people go, well, I don't know, who do you mean? And I say, all right, I'll give you an idea. Let's go back. Let's say it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Just imagine you have finally managed to get a holiday away. You went to the Caribbean, you came through Gatwick, it's 2 in the morning, you get in your car, you hit the M25, it's now 2:30, and the engine goes, and you're not with the AA, green flag, or RAC. Who would you call? Who is the person, the kind of person that would be that nice, would come out and sort you out? Now there's a question. Now you're real. Because do you know what? They're the people that would do you a favor and would let you have some practice with these first appointments, because that's all they are practice. Dawn, do you remember I kept saying to you, it's just practice?
Yeah. I've got to say, at the very beginning, Lisa, my confidence was so mashed. And because of you, and I've been doing this other course that Stuart's put us all on with David Thompson, the difference, the way I feel, I don't know, and I've passed my test, and it just all starts coming, doesn't it? Yeah. And I certainly feel better than I did 6 months ago about things.
In the early days, and it doesn't matter, folk, if you're coming back in after having had a big place out. Hey, we all do that. Sometimes we drop out, don't we? Yeah. But like Dawn was saying, what has to be emphasized is when you get going again, it's practice. It's not expecting a positive, an outcome of, oh, that person signs up with all the services. That's not what it's about. It's about practice. And if you get that calling right, and that's what I coach on, how to make the call to get an appointment that is all about practice. And whether or not they sign up as a customer or a partner or not at all, that is irrelevant. It's about getting, because you know what? You could do all the role play you want, but you can't fake real, can you?
No.
It's just, it has to be real. Hey, and Dawn, I can remember we had one lady, she was off the planet. She just kind of came out with something and it was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But that's the kind of stuff that you want, because it's real, and it wouldn't happen unless it was real. But Dawn said, just to share with you all, she said, the second person was your best mate. I remember her well. And you went, oh, she'll never sign up. That's what you said to me. She'll never sign up, but she's just doing me a favor. You did, didn't you? And I kept saying before the call, before we started, I said, Dawn, just keep an open mind.
I didn't though, did I? I didn't. I was so sure she wasn't going to sign up. Oh, I'll have some of that, she said.
Yes. And do you know what? Mel's seen it, other people have seen it. What's interesting is because I'm a long way down the line and I've got that experience, I am so confident what people buy is my confidence. Because they don't actually really know about the services, do they? Let's be honest. You know, when you take on phone and broadband, actually all you're doing is taking something on in trust. Is that not true?
Yeah.
So what do they really do? They buy you.
Mm.
That's what they do. So how do you get to the point of confidence? Well, there's no easy one there. It's lots of practice on the way. So you've got to get the practice to be able to get the confidence. And the more practice you have, the easier it gets. Guys, Mr. Rob Barris cracks me up sometimes, but I do love his jokes. They're corny as hell, but he's right. You don't get, he says, a body like this if you only go to the gym once a month. Oh, my other half bringing me a lovely cup of tea. Thank you, darling. What it's about is you don't want to do something once a month. You want to do something regularly. And the more regular you do it, and if you can do it repeatedly,
Second nature.
That's it. It can become, it's a bit like, hey, Dawn, I'll use the analogy driving. Do you know what? There are many people will only take a driving lesson once a week. The problem with once a week is you have 6 days in between that you get rusty. Whereas I did my driving through the police, and I've never forgotten this. It was a 5-day course, and then you took your test, but you were driving all day.
Yeah.
But a whole 4 days constant. I tell you what, you can't help but get better.
Yeah.
So how hard are we on ourselves when we expect to become competent and we do something so irregularly? Was that a word? I think that came out quite a lot, didn't it? Right, but that's what I'm trying to say. So with a new person, we've got to get them into super activity. And it's a bit like the plane. You know, a plane that is about to take off, that engine has to really go some, doesn't it? And it has to build momentum before it can lift. Well, if you never get any momentum, you're never going to get any lift. And that's the same when we're supporting someone new. So we want to get into lots of activity so they can start to get some confidence. And the funny thing is, when we support someone else, we gain confidence too.
Yeah.
Now look, it's only been half an hour of touching on a subject that I could talk about for a whole day. All right. So there's more stuff to it. Would you like more stuff on this kind of subject?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that helpful?
Yes.
Lovely.
So what I want to do is now set you a task in the meantime. If you haven't done so on your partner portal, go in and have a look at some areas. Maybe for the first time, how about start listening to the podcasts? If you can't get into the partner portal easily, those podcasts, you can ask someone in your upline and they can send them to you. Very easy to download on your phone. And once they're on your phone, you can listen to them over and over again. And a top tip, the reason I'm emphasizing the podcast, we don't learn anything once. We learn everything by repetition. And each of those podcasts, I'm telling you now, I would listen to it and I would listen to it almost immediately again. And in fact, over the next week, that same one, I would listen to and I would gain a little something that I didn't hear in the first or second time. And that's the same with anything.
Yeah.
Now, there is one of those podcasts which is about, it's actually, it's someone in the business that isn't my favorite person, but I'm always open that credit where it's due, something very good. Now, I am rubbish at Facebook. I'm rubbish at all that social media stuff. But Leon Warner is in the podcast and he talks about using social media and how to gain referrals. I really would advocate a fantastic podcast to listen to. And he really isn't my favorite person, but you know, sometimes you have to just say, some people can do something very well. And there's some snippets, a bit like John Zink, as I said, him saying, just find something to strike up a conversation when you're out and about. Those are the little nuggets of information that we all need. So guys, I'm so sorry, but I've got to end this because literally I've got to down this cup of tea, finally get my last bits together, and I'm off up to Birmingham. I'm driving. All right. And hopefully come back with a renewed enthusiasm of being with about another 100 leaders and the directors tomorrow.
Good.
All right.
Have a nice time.
Thanks,
See you all next week.
Yeah.
Lisa.
Bye.
Thank you.
Drive carefully. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.